Please welcome Philipp Schindler.
Hello, and welcome to the 13th annual Google Marketing Live. Yo! We are here at our Bayview campus in Mountain View, and this is, without question, our most global GML ever. We are live streaming around the world. People from more than 100 countries are tuning in. GML in EMEA is happening right now in Dublin, and coming up this summer, GML will hit 13 more cities across APAC. It's such an exciting time for our industry. Now, history used to be a reliable guide for the future, but not anymore. In this moment of rapid technological advancement, we have to start looking at the rate of change to see what's truly coming. And the current rate is simply mind-blowing. I'm not exaggerating when I say we have made a decade's worth of innovation in the last year alone. Remember how a year ago generating images or video was a hit or miss. And today, our generative media models like Veo, Nano Banana, and Genie are able to create incredibly realistic images, videos, and interactive simulations while maintaining state consistency when required. As a fun example, let's take another look at this year's intro video. Compare it to last year's video. The leap is mind-blowing. And by the way, if any skate brands are watching, I'm available for sponsorships. And the best part, by the way, is no Philips were harmed in the production and making of this video. So look, it would not have been possible to create this even a few years ago because it was made with Gemini Omni, which was just announced at I/O yesterday. Omni combines Gemini's reasoning with the best of generative media models. We're starting with this video, but over time, Omni will be able to generate any output from any input. And one of the big questions researchers have had is whether or not these models could really understand physics. Are they just pattern matching, or are they capable of comprehending the physical world and generating outputs that reflect reality? With Omni, we're starting to see this might actually be possible. Look at this. The physics of this are extraordinarily difficult to simulate. Gemini Omni Flash is available today in Gemini app, Google Flow, and YouTube Shorts, and will come to ads this summer. It's clear these models are going to change the game for advertising, not only in terms of creative generation, but also in terms of getting things done. A year ago, agents started becoming a huge buzzword, but truthfully, they weren't actually all that useful yet. What a difference a year makes. AI has moved from chat to act. It is an active partner that can plan, execute, and optimize complex workflows under your supervision. We are now firmly in our agentic Gemini era. All of this is driven by the first model in our newest model series, Gemini 3.5 Flash. This is a very capable model at the frontier and comparable to the best models, but it's still very, very fast. When looking at output tokens per second, it is 4 times faster than other frontier models. The magic happens when you pair this model with Google Anti-Gravity. This is our AI-powered agent-first development platform, and it unlocks agentic coding at scale. Anti-Gravity has radically transformed our own engineering velocity. It's accelerating major ad product rollouts from quarters to mere months, and we're deploying autonomous agents to turn your real-time feedback into code updates. Developers have been operating in this world for a while, but we want to bring agents to everyone. We're rolling out Gemini Spark right in the Gemini app. This is the first experience you're seeing made possible by 3.5 models and anti-gravity. Spark is a 24/7 personal AI agent that helps you navigate your digital life. It takes action on your behalf under your direction. Gemini Spark connects the dots across your digital world to check off tasks in your everyday life and at work. Small businesses can teach Spark custom skills using plain language. For example, you can train it to monitor Gmail for high-quality customer inquiries and have the agent take the next step for you. For enterprise customers, you can use Spark to automate highly complex, multi-step workflows. You could have Spark pull and analyze consumer insights from multiple sources, build and deploy creative across all your channels, measure impact, and send your reports. Our latest AI models bring us one step closer to true, real-time, outcome-based marketing. You handle the strategy and define your goals. AI handles the optimization. In milliseconds, you get insights that talk to your creative. Your creative talks to your media bidding. And your media talks back to your measurement. And measurement can feed the whole system back as it learns. This was once a distant goal, but you will see how we're making huge strides towards this reality. Today, you're going to see how you can use agents across our ads platforms to help you with campaign optimization, asset creation, and measurement. But of all the incredible innovations you will see today, the biggest opportunity for your business is the AI transformation of search. AI is the best thing that has ever happened to search. It gives search superpowers. Let me ask you a question. Which product is bringing the benefits of Gen AI to more people than any other product in the world? Yes, it is Google Search. We have been on a journey to bring together the best of a search engine with the best of AI. We started this massive transformation when we introduced AI overviews 2 years ago. It now has more than 2.5 billion monthly active users. And believe it or not, it was just a year ago that we introduced AI Mode, which allowed you to have a back and forth conversation with search directly. It's already surpassed more than 1 billion monthly users. And we're seeing phenomenal growth. Searches in AI Mode have been doubling every quarter since launch. It's our most powerful AI search, bringing in our most advanced Gemini models. And as of yesterday, we upgraded it on Gemini 3.5. By the way, pretty cool to ship our latest model and launch it in our biggest product the same day. Okay, to reflect the new reality of how people are searching today, we're making the biggest update to the iconic search box in 25 years. It now expands so you can fully describe what you need, and it gives you easy access to all the modalities so you can search with text, images, and video. We're also bringing AI overviews in AI mode into one seamless AI search experience, so you can flow effortlessly from your question to your response to the follow-ups. Search is also getting more personalized. Earlier this year, we introduced personal intelligence in AI mode. You can now opt in to securely connect your Google apps like Gmail, Photos, and soon Calendar. It's much easier to find things to do during a layover when it knows where you are, how much time you have, and what you actually like to do. And finally, search doesn't just help to find information, it gets things done for you. It's already helping you make reservations and buy tickets, and coming soon, personalized information agents, working for you 24/7 to find you exactly what you need at exactly the right moment and help you take action. For example, if you're apartment hunting, just do a brain dump of what you want and search will continuously scan the web for you. Or say you want to know when your favorite athlete announces new sneaker drops, search will monitor everything for you from blogs to our shopping graph so you do not miss it. All these innovations are completely changing the way people search and discover. After decades of searching in fragments or simple keywords, suddenly we can ask anything in our natural language, in a conversation, and increasingly through voice, photos, or even live video. As people have learned how much more search can do, well, they've started bringing more questions. So much so that last quarter, we saw search queries reach an all-time high. Look at this search here. A year ago, you wouldn't have dreamed of attempting a search like this. Now, it's becoming habit. How many searches would this have taken before? 10, 20, more, and maybe after all that, you still might not have found what you need. Now, it's one super search or a conversation. And that's why AI mode searches are on average 3 times as long as traditional searches. And people are using search earlier in their discovery journey. Searches with terms like ideas for, where should I, and which, in the sense of which something should I buy, are growing. Brainstorming searches are growing 30% faster than AI mode searches overall. So it's time to acknowledge a fact. Google search is AI search through and through. So what does this mean for you as a marketer? First, longer and more conversational searches mean richer signals of intent for us to better match what you offer with what people are looking for. And more personalized and agentic search means a quicker path for your customers from discovery to decision. And this means you can't think in terms of simple keywords anymore, and you definitely can't manually choose them. And why would you? Just let the best AI do it for you. We designed AI Max for search for exactly these reasons. It helps you show up in these specific nuanced queries and take advantage of the new ads formats you will see today. We introduced AI Max at GML last year, you remember, and now it's out of beta and available globally. And those of you who are already using it know it's working hard, driving 27% more conversions compared to manual campaigns. Search is already the leader in driving ROI for your business. You know we love numbers at Google. We truly love numbers. On average, at scale, for every $1 you spend on Google search globally, you get an incremental $6 back. Not bad, right? Okay, so what's the best thing to pair with Google search to get even better returns? It's YouTube, of course. Now, I don't need to tell you what a powerhouse YouTube is in terms of reach and relevance. YouTube now reaches more than 90% of US adults, and this didn't happen by accident. For more than 2 decades, we focused on staying one step ahead of how the world watches. Years ago, we predicted that people would want to watch YouTube on the biggest screen in their home, so we invested in the TV watching experience. And today, YouTube is #1 in streaming watch time and has been for 3 years, beating out Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and all of Disney. Surprisingly, viewers come to the biggest screen in their home for the shortest format of all. Over 2 billion shorts are watched in the living room each month. YouTube is the only platform where people can be part of the biggest cultural moments, from the Artemis 2 launch to Coachella and sporting events like the MLB, NBA, and the World Cup, and of course, our very own GML. Yeah, working on this one. It's all the creator-led conversations happening around them. Just to give you an example, there were more than 3 billion views of Oscar-related videos in the last year. And by the way, the Oscars are moving to YouTube in 2029. You! Yes, I can see you like this. How about GML 2029 in Hollywood? Huh? Hanging with the stars? That would be cool? Well, let me tell you a not-so-secret secret. No need to go to Hollywood to meet the stars, because we all know YouTube is the home of the creators, and they are the real stars. People rank YouTube the #1 platform for creator content, and that's because YouTube creators aren't just making content to capture fleeting moments of interest. They're building lasting connections and loyalty with communities of fans. YouTube is also the #1 most trusted platform for creator content about products or services. When a YouTube creator talks about your product, viewers are 13 times more likely to search for your brand and 5 times more likely to buy. These are real results, not just engagement metrics. With YouTube, you can build brands and drive business results across the entire journey, and this is the power of YouTube. And we're taking that performance to the next level with Ask YouTube. This will make it an even more powerful engine for discovery and purchase decisions. People search on YouTube billions of times a day, and now finding the perfect answer is no longer just a search, it's a conversation. Let's say you want to teach your 3-year-old how to ride a pedal bike and they already know how to ride a balance bike. You can just type that all in and click Ask YouTube. It surfaces the most relevant videos and you can follow up with questions. This is the same profound shift that search has been going through, and it's going to have a similar impact of how people use YouTube. By making it easier to find information, people will spend more time searching and discovering on YouTube. We're starting to test Ask YouTube now, and it will roll out broadly in the US this summer. Today, we will show you exactly how to tap into trust, media's most valuable currency, partner with creators to unlock huge ROI, and leverage the most advanced AI in the world to drive results like never before. We're going to go deep on demand gen. It's gotten a huge upgrade with our latest Gemini models, taking the strongest signals of intent we have across the entire Google ecosystem to get your brand in front of customers. So for everyone here who knows they could be doing more with YouTube to boost your performance, today is for you. And we're going to show you why YouTube delivers more than double the long-term ROAS of linear TV, paid social, and streaming platforms. So let's look at the power of these platforms together across the consumer journey. Google and YouTube are present in 82% of all journeys where products or brands are discovered. Some of our competitors will claim that discovery only happens on their social feeds, which frankly is a lovely story for their sales pitch, but unfortunately for them, we brought the data. In 89% of purchase journeys, people use Google and YouTube before the largest social media platform, or they skip that social platform entirely. So please, please, please check the data carefully. Social platforms are often just capturing intent that started on Google and selling it back to you as discovery. Nothing compares to the performance you get from Google and YouTube together. On this stage a year ago, we told you we drove 21% higher ROAS versus all other media. Our latest MMM study with TransUnion shows it has gone up by 40%, 40%. This is the Gemini advantage, and it is your business advantage. We are able to move faster than anyone else because we own the full AI stack. We don't rent our intelligence. We build the entire engine, from the chips to the research to the models to the ad platform, all built on a secure foundation. And this is what gives us a direct pipeline from our labs to your business results. To drive this even more, we're making the most ambitious capital investment in our history. In 2022, we were investing $31 billion in CapEx. This year, we're on track to approximately 6x that investment to a stunning 180 to 190 billion US dollars. This level of investment is how we stay at the frontier. And it's also a big reason why we are the best partner for you in this new world. We're quite literally investing in your success. We believe our full stack approach and our foundation models will drive even stronger results for you. No other advertising platform has anything like it, not even close. I want to leave you with a fascinating economic theory you have probably heard about called Jevons paradox. It goes like this. When technology makes a resource more efficient, we don't do less. We do vastly, exponentially more. And we're seeing this at play everywhere. As AI makes it more efficient to find what you want in Google search, you search more. When it becomes easier to build high-performing creative, you create more. When you can gather insights more effectively, you optimize more. And when marketing delivers more, you market more, reach more customers, open more markets, drive more growth. In the spirit of Daft Punk today, we're going to show you how we're putting the Gemini advantage in your hands. Harder working ads formats, better insights and measurement, faster ways to build creative, stronger AI integration, and one more time, a huge thank you for your trust in us and for your partnership. And to show you exactly what we're building for you, next up is the leader of Google's ads and commerce teams, my dear friend and colleague, Vidhya. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us at GML today. We hope you're enjoying the festival vibes we have this year, yes? Listen, we'll do anything it takes to make a show on digital ads a little more entertaining. Although this year, I have to say, the innovation really does speak for itself. So today, you will see all the ways in which we are applying the power of Gemini to serve your business. We really know the pressure that you're under to deliver, and we know the growth that all of you need to drive. So we're going to show you how we're addressing what you need. You asked us where search is headed. We're going to show you how to win in this new landscape. Now, we are not just bringing ads to AI search experiences. We are reinventing what an ad is in this context. You asked us about the promise of agentic commerce. We're going to show you how we are building the infrastructure to power the future of online sales, not in a vacuum, but with the industry. You asked us how to unlock performance on YouTube. We're going to show you how to use the platform for more than just reach. We'll show you how to drive demand and measurable bottom-line conversions. You asked us to help building creative at scale. We're going to show you how we are bringing our best generative AI tools to Google Ads. So every business can create high-performing ads in every format. And you asked us how to use data to make better investment decisions. We're going to walk you through the foundations for solid measurement. And finally, you've been asking us to reduce the burden of execution and help you get the best possible results across all of our ads platforms. So we're going to show you what a difference agents can make in this space. We have the engine in service of your ambition, and today it's really about putting the two together. So I'm just going to cover search and agentic commerce, and my team will cover the rest. So let's start with search. Now, if you look at a search, it really all comes down to human curiosity. For decades, search gave you the world's information at your fingertips and really just helped you understand the world better. But it's also true that when it came to making a choice or solving a problem or buying exactly what you need, it came with a tax. We called it research, but it was still work. 15 open tabs, cross-referencing reviews, many videos to watch, comparing prices, all of this while dealing with the lingering fear that you might be making the wrong choice. This gap between wanting to do something and actually doing it was full of friction. But now, something really new is taking shape. The age-old trade-off between making a smart decision and a fast decision doesn't really hold up anymore. Because with Google Search, deep, thoughtful, and personalized research is now possible at the speed of impulse. I'm going to give you an example. So I really enjoy hiking, but sometimes my schedule just doesn't cooperate. One of my friends raves about her walking pad. So I search. I'm looking for a walking pad for my home office. I love hiking. I want it to be reliable and quiet. What are the best options for me? It gives me personalized recommendations that fit all of my criteria with links to learn more. A simple table lays out my top options. The heavy research is done, and I really trust what I'm seeing. That's why I can make the right decision faster than ever. In fact, 75% of people agree that they make faster, more confident decisions when they use AI overviews and AI mode. So by the time they visit your site, they're really ready to buy. But of course, the billion-dollar question is, how can I best show up in AI search? So let's just go back to my walking path search and talk about what it takes to show up in the organic results. Look at the pages Google Search is highlighting, and you'll see a pattern. Expertise, and experience. In this case, search is citing reviews, articles, and videos. It even brings in real user perspectives. And because our features make use of our core ranking systems, our SEO best practices are just as important as they have ever been. So our guidance to you is this. First, lead with what your brand can uniquely say. Be specific. Stay away from generic commodity information. You want really one-of-a-kind content. Share those reviews. Share the first-hand experiences or expert takes that only you can provide. Next, just focus on the most helpful content for your customers, because that's really what our systems reward. Do not try to write for bots. And think beyond text. People really appreciate finding relevant images and videos. Generative AI search pulls all of this content right into the results. And finally, get your website ready for users, systems, and agents. Your content needs to be well-structured, accessible, and easy to navigate. And make sure your product and business listings are accurate in places like the Merchant Center as well as Google Business Profiles. Now, of course, the other way you can get discovered is with ads. And just as search is becoming more intelligent, helpful, and agentic, so are the ads. Now, you can ask Google anything. So the best ads must be answers. Look, the only way you can win in this age of AI is with AI. These long, complex queries were previously super hard to match with ads. That is not the case anymore. AI Max for search and PMax are unlocking billions of net new searches. Advertisers are already seeing great results. With AI Max, Lufthansa Group saw a 24% increase in their return on ad spend, and IKEA saw a 65% lift in non-branded clicks on Google, along with a 28% boost in incremental ROAS. Today, we are excited to introduce a new generation of ad formats for search in the AI era. These ads bridge inspiration and action, enabling you to show up in the moments that matter most. So let's take a peek at the future of ads, and to help me out, I'll bring Sylvanus to the stage. Hello, Sylvanus. Thank you for being here.
Hey, it's great to be back.
Okay, yes. We're happy to have you back. Okay, everyone, this is an exclusive first look at what we've been building. So let's get started with a really new, powerful format in AI mode.
Let's do it. Okay, so I'm always looking for ways to make my space more relaxing. So let's say I search, I'm trying to make my home smell like those fancy spas or rainy forests. What are some low-maintenance ways to make my home smell amazing? And check it out. AI mode is going to give me tips on how to keep my home fresh. It's also comparing scent profiles. And then I see an ad for Pura. Now, I hadn't considered a smart diffuser, and I don't know this brand well, but it fits this calming vibe I'm seeking.
First off, I really like how it looks. But tell me, what really made you want to buy this?
Well, it's a high-quality answer that explains exactly why the diffuser solves my problem. It runs automatically on a schedule, and it has a big library of scents to choose from. So that's what won me over, especially because I wasn't familiar with this brand.
And you can't really do this without AI Max. It's using Gemini to give you this natural human answer based on Pura's assets and brand guidelines. Okay, let's talk about direct offers. These are incredibly powerful because they give your high-intent customers something exclusive right at the moment they are ready to buy. And we are bringing them into AI mode as a seamless part of the conversation. Can we show them one?
You got it. Okay, so summer's almost here, and I have family coming to stay with us. So I might do a search like, I'm setting up my guest bedroom. What are some things I can get to make my guests feel comfortable? Okay, I'm going to get some really great recommendations here, starting with this. High quality bedding, makes sense, right? And then Google matches that with an ad, a couple products from Wayfair. And look, I can get a discount if I buy both the duvet set and the matching sheets. That looks pretty good to me.
I agree. And also, direct offers can be many different things. It could be discounts, it could be local coupons, custom deals. You just provide the products that you want to include and the promotional rules. And then Gemini will dynamically create just the perfect offer. Also, direct offers are not just for retail. Hotel advertisers will also be able to run them. Okay, now let's look at some AI-powered shopping ads.
Okay. So some of my family coming to visit, they're big coffee drinkers, and I need to get a better coffee setup for them. Let's say I do a search like, I need a compact espresso pod machine that can fit my small countertop, and I need to be able to make both espresso and iced coffee. Okay, let's check it out. Now, these are shopping ads, but with a major Gemini glow up. The text at the top helps me understand things I should be thinking about, like different settings for different drinks. And by the way, I'm totally team iced coffee.
Well, I love that for you, but you will not believe how hot I drink my coffee. But that's why we personalize ads. These ads have been curated for you with key product features written in helpful human language. And again, you can only get them in PMax as well as AI Max for shopping campaigns. All right, let's do a few more.
Okay, let's show them Business Agent for Leads. Now, this is an agentic ad that helps you capture leads. Here's a search for, what are some top colleges for business and tech on the West Coast? Okay, so here we see an ad for Rainier Business School, and with an option to ask a question inside the ad.
What do we ask?
How about, how is Rainier using AI in the classroom?
Yeah.
Okay, I see the response, which is informed by what's on the advertiser's website, with an option to talk to the admissions department. And then the form is pre-filled with all of my information, and now I'm a much more qualified lead.
Now we are testing this format for education, automotive, as well as real estate. And these are also exclusive to AI Max and Performance Max campaigns. Are you picking a pattern here, maybe?
Yes, and there's more. Okay, let me show you 2 more new ad formats coming to AI mode. They make your brand a great answer and make it really easy to buy. So what I love about this first one is how naturally the brand fits into the conversation. It's clearly labeled as an ad, and it's just as helpful as the organic results. Now, this second one connects products recommended in AI mode directly to retailers who have them in stock.
So as soon as you figure out what you want to buy, the ad is right there to close the sale. And in all these new formats, one thing is clear. Your brand doesn't just show up, it actually answers a question. And as I said before, to be the best answer, you need to be AI ready. You can't choose keywords anymore. Your ads go from good to great when they're automatically tailored to the context of the search. And when they drive your most relevant landing pages. This means you have to really lean into AI Max or PMax fully. Now, I can actually see some thought bubbles popping out of your head. How will I know that you get my brand voice just right? How can I trust that my ads actually look good or reach the right audience? So this is why we're launching AI Brief. This is the control that you've been asking for. Now think of it like giving an agency a creative brief with guidelines for your campaign. You can share insights, you can tell them more about the brand, the audiences you're trying to reach, and the guardrails to follow, all in conversational language. And the AI brief will interpret what you want and create ad guidelines. It gives you previews so you can refine and make sure it's understanding your instructions properly.
So all of this is so important. So how can we get people to remember to go all in on AI Max and PMax? So I've got an idea. How about we try a little jingle?
Take it to them, take it to the max. Take it to them, take it to the max.
Nice, it's a little catchy. Now, what do you think, Vidhya?
It's cute for some age group, but moving on. So while these formats are all coming soon, your opportunity to win is right now. Advertisers who adopt AI Max or PMax see 15% more conversions at a similar ROAS. This performance is only possible if your budget allows you to capture all of the demand that you deserve. Everybody got that? Yes?
Yep.
Should we play the jingle again? Thank you so much, Sylvanus.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, so now let's talk about commerce. For years, we've been building the foundation for what comes next, a world of agentic commerce that works for you. It starts with the shopping graph. With over 60 billion listings, it's the world's most comprehensive shopping data set. And that add to that the trust of YouTube and search, supercharged by Gemini. And you have an engine that understands intent like never before. Then, GPay and Wallet ensure secure and fast transactions. And for global commerce infrastructure, we have the scale and trust of Google Cloud. Most recently, we announced the Universal Commerce Protocol, or UCP. This is a new industry standard that we co-developed with an incredible group of founding partners. And we recently welcomed Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Salesforce, and Stripe to help continue steering this open standard. This may just be the first time we all agree on something. UCP is a common language connecting agents and merchants effortlessly, so companies don't have to waste time building all this custom code for every new connection. UCP allows your live data, from inventory to account linking to loyalty benefits, to just flow directly to the customer in real time. This helps facilitate product discovery and reduces friction during key moments like checkout, while ensuring merchants retain control over their relationships and over their data. We are expanding UCP-powered experiences on Google beyond the US to Canada and Australia and the UK in the coming months. Now, even if you aren't located in one of these markets, perhaps your customers are, and this is an important export opportunity for you. We are also expanding UCP beyond retail to support the apps that you love. By partnering with global leaders in food and travel, we are co-creating new experiences that will reshape the future of these industries. Imagine the ease of ordering food delivery while on the go with Ask Maps, or booking your hotel in AI mode. So now you see how we've really just assembled all of these components for agentic commerce. Let's take a look at what our new shopping experiences look like in the real world. For that, let's bring Shavi to the stage. Hi, Shavi. So I just talked about reimagining shopping. So let's actually see how it looks. First up, this one's a total game changer. Yesterday, we announced the Universal Cart. This is a truly intelligent shopping cart, and think of it as your new agentic hub for shopping on Google. It works across merchants and across Google products. You'll now be able to add things to your cart while you're browsing search or chatting with Gemini, watching YouTube, or even just reading your Gmail. And as soon as you add a product to the cart, it just goes to work for you.
Exactly. Isn't that great? Here, you all can see items added from Wayfair and Nike. It tracks pricing changes. It alerts you when item is back in stock. And when you're ready, you can buy directly on Google or take the cart to the merchant website.
That's right. So just think of this as you're shopping with superpowers. And it runs on Gemini models, so your cart gets even smarter as the models keep improving. It's rolling out in the US to search and the Gemini app this summer, with YouTube and Gmail coming next. Shavi, can you show us something where you can actually buy something from an ad?
For sure. So UCP already powers native checkout on Google, and now we're bringing the same capability right into your ads. Let's go back to the direct offer Sylvanus found earlier, the duvet and sheets bundle. Remember that direct offer ad from Wayfair that was too good to pass up? Well, retailers who are now set up with UCP will be able to facilitate checkout directly from offers in AI mode. So you just click Buy with One-Time Code button in the ad. You're taken to a new screen to review the order. Notice that the discount, it's automatically applied. And from there, you just tap Pay with GPay, and you're done.
So what I like about this is it allows a shopper to go directly from discovery to action in just a few clicks. This direct checkout and ads is actually a great benefit of just setting up UCP. Okay, let's do another example.
This next one, it's really exciting. We're also bringing the power of UCP into YouTube.
All right, so okay, you're going to hear a lot more about how YouTube is driving performance. Shavi is just going to show us how YouTube is becoming a lot more shoppable.
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, I was on YouTube, and I saw this great Mother's Day ad from Etsy. What I really love about these shoppable ads is you don't just see the video ad, you see product listing in this takeover-like experience. And what's new is this nifty Buy Now button. When you click on it, you're taken to the branded checkout screen on YouTube. My shipping and payment information is pre-filled, like usual. And once again, all I need to do is click Pay with GPay, and I'm done.
So this will totally change how video ads can drive conversions instantly.
I know. I already get so many of my ideas on what to buy from YouTube creators. I'm worried. Now I can buy all of those things. YouTube on shopping is going to be my favorite kind of entertainment.
I have the same issue. Thank you so much, Ravi.
That was fun. Thank you, everyone.
I want to leave you with this. As we redefine what's possible with search, YouTube, and commerce, the aperture for opportunity for your business only gets wider. We aren't just showing an ad, we are framing your products as the perfect answer. And with UCP and Universal Cart, we are reducing the friction across the entire journey, getting your customers from discovery to decision in ways that were not possible before. We are so excited to build this future with all of you. Thank you so much.
It started small,
Here we are, one of the elephants.
a place to tell stories and share them with the world. And then it grew. Now, if it's happening in the world,
I was watching curling, trying to figure out why the stone spins the way it does.
There we are.
Oh my God, we're here.
it's happening on YouTube.
100% agree.
The Academy Awards are moving to YouTube.
The original home of creators.
This is the largest creator collab in history. This supposed to wobble this much? Or I'm tripping?
Where trust
So these two brushes are going to come in clutch for what we're doing.
I'm probably going to switch to this Moonstone Pixel 10 Pro as my main daily driver phone.
leads to purchase decisions
Your gym is so much cooler than mine. You don't have a gym. Exactly.
in ways you can't do anywhere else. Guiding fans
I'll wear my courage just like you did.
from discovery
It's not just Jimmy Johnson, it's James John.
to decision.
For an audience to interact with the content, you're communicating in lockstep with the brand.
Ready to get started?
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to YouTube Marketing Live. You see what we did there?
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
YouTube is #1 at so many things, and it is now the #1 podcast platform. So we're going to try this a little bit differently. We're going to go podcast style inside of GML. Nicky, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do this. And for those of you who don't know, Nicky leads our ads product organization at YouTube, which means all the performance that you've seen before and all the goodness that you're about to hear today, that comes directly from Nicky and her team. But first, a word from our sponsor, which is us.
Nice.
Today's episode is brought to you by The End of Compromise. Stop choosing between brand building and conversions. YouTube gives you both.
Oh, I like it. Do we have any promo codes or?
No, that's just a better way to work. Okay, so now back to our regularly scheduled program. Nicky, this is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna channel all of our friends in the room and on the live stream, our marketers and our agencies, and bring the questions they want answered about YouTube, all right? So #1, what makes YouTube the best performance marketing platform right now? #2, how do they get these results that everybody's been talking about? And #3, how do we show those results in a way that the CFO is actually gonna care about? And given that it's GML, I'm sure you've got some exciting product announcements in there as well.
I sure do. We've been pretty busy, so got a lot of good stuff to share.
All right, so let's jump right into it. First of all, I think a lot of marketers believe or think they know what they're getting on social platforms. The question is that real value or vanity metrics? So question number one, why is YouTube the best performance marketing platform right now?
I mean, I think it comes down to two things that everyone here knows are essential for driving performance: audiences and attention.
Okay.
So let me start with audiences. Now, yes, virtually everyone in the US is on YouTube, but when we look more closely at the data, we see that YouTube reaches audiences that you can't find anywhere else. So, for example, 45% of YouTube Shorts viewers are not on TikTok, and 65% are not on Reels.
Okay, so the audience is massive and it sounds like it's unique. Can we talk about attention?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think attention is a really big differentiator for YouTube. Now, we spend a lot of time looking at user behavior on YouTube, and it's really different from social media. So people come to YouTube intentionally. They often start their session with a search for something specific, or they're coming to watch content from a creator they love. And so they're not just passively scrolling by, although they could. They're actively engaged.
Okay, well then that begs that question. This higher attention, what does that mean for ads?
I mean, it means that they're paying more attention to the ads as well. Research shows that YouTube ads rank #1 in attention compared to streaming, social, and linear TV. And that informs the way that we design our products, because we want to build ad formats for those engaged users so that they can lean in, learn a little more, browse the brand, browse products, and act on their curiosity.
Okay, I love that. Now, what you're building is working. I'm not just saying that because we're friends. The stats behind me back it up. Your customers say that they are more likely to consider a purchase on a YouTube Shorts ad than TikTok or Reels. Okay, so that's great. So question number one, basically what makes YouTube the best platform for growth? I heard massive reach, highest intention, including for your ads, and that leads to better purchase decisions. Nailed that. All right, so let's get back to it. Question number two, for marketers that are under pressure to drive results right now, which is literally everybody, how do I get the best possible performance with demand gen?
Well, it's simple. If you want the best performance on YouTube, you need demand gen in your mix. Now, we look at the performance of advertisers who are just running search campaigns or only running PMax versus those who have added demand gen into their mix. And we see a 10% higher ROAS and 12% higher sales effectiveness.
Okay, wow, that is a massive lift. So step one, just get demand gen in the mix. But also, it seems like these campaigns are driving better and better performance. What's behind that?
It's Gemini. The latest models have supercharged our audience targeting. So they learn from users' behavior across search, YouTube, and maps to deeply understand what they're interested in. Now, have you ever discovered something perfect on YouTube before you even thought to search for it?
Yeah.
I mean, great, that's demand gen at work. And the signals that we have are much better predictors of real intent than anything on social.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. I think if you looked at my social feed, you'd see a bunch of puppies right now, but that doesn't mean my wife is going to let me get another one. But I guess search, YouTube, and maps, that's a truer reflection of who I am, right?
Yeah, it sure is. Now, first of all, I kind of want to see your feed because I also love puppies.
No, that's an entirely different podcast, so.
All right, well, I think this is something people really need to understand. Demand gen captures billions of moments of real-world intent, not just to match, but to actually predict what customers are going to want next, and that's how you create demand. Plus, our team has made hundreds of enhancements to demand gen just in the second half of last year that resulted in 30% more conversions on average.
All right, that is massive. That is the Gemini advantage paying off. And I know that we have seen these results from many of you in the room. I'm going to give a couple examples. You know these, but for everyone else. Let's start with GM. Anyone in the looking for a new car? This is. I heard a couple. I got one over in the corner. Thank you. Probably on the live stream. Now, buying a car, this is not an impulse buy, right? This is a long-term purchase decision, which means from a marketing perspective, you got to capture someone early and stay with them all the way through the process. GM, they used demand gen. They started when someone was just thinking about it. They stayed with them all the way till they rolled that car off the lot, and it worked. 3x the ROI on YouTube across their portfolio.
Nice.
I got more.
Okay.
So you like to travel?
I love.
All right, let's take Allianz, for example. Different challenge, similar approach. Nobody thinks about travel insurance until we need it, which meant that if Allianz wanted to wait till the checkout page to introduce themselves, it was way too late. So they used demand gen to catch travelers early when they were excited about planning, and they made insurance a smart choice, not an afterthought. Again, this worked, a 4% incremental lift on revenue. That is massive when you think about the global scale of this company. Yes, we can cheer for that.
I mean, those are, yes. Those are amazing results, amazing for lead generation, but we also know it works super well for retail.
We love lead gen, we love retail. All right, retail. I just talked about puppies. I'm gonna go with Petco here. Do we have any pet parents out there? All right, let's wake it up, folks. All right, Petco knows that they needed to cut through and find actual loyal pet lovers, not people just chasing a one-time discount. So naturally, they expanded to YouTube, and the results blew past expectations. Their demand gen campaigns outperformed social benchmarks, especially during Cyber Week, which drove stronger ROAS, more clicks, and a lift in purchase intent.
I love it. I mean, those are great results. More puppies for everyone, right?
Well, that's the tent outside.
Oh, okay, great. But we are always pushing ourselves to deliver more.
Wait a minute. So is this the part of the show? We're at GML where you're going to come up with some product announcements?
You know it. I mean, I think that's why everyone's here, right? Yeah. And this is why I'm here.
That's why I'm here too. Let's go.
All right, just to lay some groundwork. So demand gen is already powerful because it gets you in front of your customers on our most visual surfaces. So for start, we have Gmail.
I'm on that thing like 100 times a day.
Yeah, aren't we all? And then there's Discover, which just got a major upgrade with Gemini recently.
I've been spending more time with my Discover feed. Looks great. The ads look fantastic as well.
Great. And then obviously there's YouTube, but I have some big news. So this is our first demand gen launch of the day.
Okay.
Now I hear you're a drummer, so can I maybe get like a little drum roll going before I get into it?
You know what? I got something better. Check this out.
Nice. You really came prepared.
This is a high production show, so here we go.
So demand gen ads are officially expanding to Google Maps. Now, yeah, let's hear it. So Maps plays a really important role in the purchase journey. This way, you're reaching people who are already on a mission to buy.
Yeah, I mean, that's very cool. Maps is something that I feel like is embedded in our lives, in everything that we do. So if you're putting demand gen ads with Maps, that's going to be a game changer for performance.
Yeah, it's going to supercharge ads, but wait, there's more?
Okay.
Go for it. I know you want
Do
to.
it.
All right, let's talk about product feeds.
Do it.
Okay, they make your ads more interactive, they make them more shoppable. And
okay, so YouTube is basically going to shorten the path to purchase for consumers.
Exactly, shortcut to checkout. So for those of you that are already using product feeds, you've seen the results. They drive 33% increase in conversions. So we're going to be expanding these product feeds to more places, like tablets.
Okay.
Yep, first time coming to tablets, and we're also bringing them to pause ads starting on mobile. So when you stop the video, you can keep on shopping. And basically the thinking behind all these launches are we want to put your most shoppable ads where people are ready to shop.
Okay, and it's happening on every device. So much goodness here. We've got Google Maps, we've got product feeds in more places. What else is coming?
Well, this is YouTube Marketing Live,
You said
right?
that, yes.
So we got to talk about the power of creators, right? We see that adding creator assets to demand gen campaigns increases conversion lift by an average of 20%. So we're making it easier to discover and boost those creator assets. So hit it, John. Soon, when you set up your demand gen campaigns in Google Ads, we're going to be surfacing relevant creator partnerships that feature your brand, just like this Get Ready With Me video that's featuring e.l.f. products. If you like what you see, you can easily add them into your campaign.
Super easy.
Yeah, if you also happen to be part of the YouTube affiliate program, then you can take some of those affiliate partnership videos and you can boost them. You can see which creators are driving the most sales, take those affiliate videos and boost them directly in demand gen.
I love all of that. Okay, let's talk about a brand maybe in the room or on the live stream that's putting this into action. That is Coach. Okay, Coach is a classic luxury brand that needed to win over Gen Z, which I feel like is something I'm doing every day. They know they could not optimize their way to relevance just by focusing on performance. They needed a new playbook for a new generation. They turned to YouTube and demand gen creators to help. And they did it with creators like Pham.
I love her.
Big fan, right? Amazing. She's got like 4 million subscribers now for authentic storytelling, and they scaled those assets with demand gen. Now, the results were massive here. Okay, a 60% increase in global top of mind awareness among Gen Z, a 6-fold increase in consideration, and sustained growth in Gen Z acquisition. They did that all in just 1 quarter. But the big takeaway here is they did not choose brand or performance. They did both. They did it on YouTube. And that is how you lead in your category.
Love it.
Okay, I love it too. All right, now lots of goodness on demand gen. That brings us to our final question, all right? And this is a big one, so pay attention because this is the #1 question you all ask me every day. I'm hearing more and more marketers say they think that YouTube is undervalued. In the media mix, they just don't know how to prove it. So, final question, how is this paying off in a way that my CFO will care about?
Okay, so the truth is that many measurement tools are built off of this legacy concept of clicks. But if that's the way that you're looking at your video campaigns, then you're not seeing the full value. You're not seeing what's really driving sales. So to get that full picture of what's actually working, you have to look at measurement with 3 things in mind. So what counts as a view, how to assign credit across different channels, and how to measure value over time. Now, one thing that's pretty different about YouTube, and I touched on this earlier, is that people aren't just scrolling past. They really remember that the ads that they see. And sometimes they might see the ad and buy something immediately, but more often, that engaged view kicks off a journey that leads to a sale a little bit later. And this is why we've really leaned into this concept of engaged view conversions, which is the gold standard for video measurement. And for everyone, as a reminder, on YouTube, an engaged view means that someone actually chose to watch at least 5 seconds of your ad.
All right, so what you're saying is not all views are created equal, and that makes a lot of sense. To the audience out there, I'd ask you, please take a look at your mix and question some of the impressions that you're getting elsewhere. A split-second scroll by, that is definitely not the same as an engaged view.
No, I think demand gen and social campaigns can look really similar to consumers, but for us all as marketers, the measurement is worlds apart.
Yeah, I think there are some platforms out there that are counting every impression as a win for them, which would mean if your customer engaged on a beautiful YouTube ad, blew by something in their social feed, then did a search on Google, clicked an ad and converted, another platform could claim credit for the whole conversion.
Yeah, exactly. Many platforms count every passive impression as a total win for them, which really makes it hard to do apples to apples comparisons. But we want to change that. Actually, we're bringing the real-world value of YouTube into your measurement. And I've got 2 new updates that I'm excited to share. Yeah.
All right, you're rolling, so I'm not going to use the buzzer. Just go.
Okay, cool. So first up, you asked for more clarity in your Google reporting. Now, historically, we've deduped conversions across our different campaigns, which sometimes made it a little bit tricky to see which conversions were actually driven by your demand gen. And that's exactly why we're launching campaign type attribution. So this highlights every conversion that demand gen contributes to, so you can see finally how it's performing alongside all of your other channels.
All right, so 2 things. First of all, that's a very clear explanation. And secondarily, thank you, because that is something everyone here has been asking for quite a while. So thank you for listening.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, keep it coming. No, this is great.
It's a good audience.
Yeah, I've got more actually. So we know that you also want to see the impact of YouTube in your third-party tools. And so for that independent third-party validation, we're working with partners like TransUnion. And by bringing YouTube views into their attribution models, you can see the true impact of your video spend across your entire media stack, finally providing modern multi-touch attribution that goes beyond this legacy concept of just clicks.
All right, so we got first party, we got third party. That is the best proof your CFO is going to get, all right? And that is us talking about the ultimate metric here, ROI, real, tangible performance that drives your business. And that is how you change the conversation with your CFO from being a budget spender to a growth driver.
Ooh, I like that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. As marketers, you're accountable for both short-term sales and long-term brand equity. And the metric that we use for that is long-term ROAS. Now, the data shows that YouTube drives more than double the long-term ROAS of TV and streaming and paid social. And actually, with paid social comparison specifically, YouTube's effectiveness is 86% higher.
Okay, I like it. I get it. Some of these proxy metrics from social media, they're kind of like a sugar rush, but 86% higher long-term ROAS, that is how you build a business that lasts. And that is the difference between buying the click and investing in real growth.
Right, exactly. But to really see that growth, I urge you all to look at YouTube differently. Only 40% of demand gen conversions happen in the first 30 days, but really, that's just the beginning. And when we look past that initial window, we see a journey that drives value and grows your brand well after that first view.
All right, that's well said. So let me recap this. Don't overlook the power of a view. Get the full breakdown of your YouTube performance in Google Ads and in your own independent third-party reporting.
Yep, got it.
All right, Nikki, we did it. I think this is probably a good place to wrap up.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly covered a lot, and that was fun. I can't wait to see what you all do with some of these new tools.
All right, great stuff. If you have more questions, and I know you do, keep it coming, and maybe we'll do an episode 2. But for now, we got to go, so please smash the like button and subscribe, and thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks, everyone.
If we want to be a part of culture, we have to be creating with culture. It's people like Cat's Eye. It's tapping into the magic of what they do.
It's not about just being in the mix, it's leading the way. Search and YouTube really help to get us there.
Relevance is revenue, and there's very few places to do that like Google.
We want to be where the audiences are. YouTube is the only platform that gives a 3-minute video the space that it deserves.
As important as the hero video is a 6-second idea as well. I think that's the reality of how people are engaging with content.
It's a video platform that then supercharges things like search and intent and conversion.
We think very carefully about the consumer journey, scrolling and searching and streaming and shopping. Google can provide us every single tool throughout the journey.
With Performance Max and AI Max, the power and the speed with which we can convert an intent signal into an action has become faster and more collapsed from the content to the commerce.
My measure of success is when we are able to move someone from passive scrolling to participation.
Gap, Cat's Eye, inject all of this.
When you see people recreating what you're doing, that's when you know you've permeated culture.
We've seen a double-digit increase in our ROAS year over year. We've seen our brand searches for Gap outpace that even of Cat's Eye.
When I see people go into the store because of something we made, it's extremely validating.
People who were exposed to the Cat's Eye video on YouTube had more in-store visits and bigger basket sizes.
The results that we're seeing, the conversations with our CFO is even more fun.
That's the name of the game, and nobody does it better than Google.
Hi, everyone. It's time to talk about creative. And we're going to talk about thank you for the cheer. Creative's an awesome topic. We're going to talk about a very specific kind of creative today. It's creatives that drive performance at scale. And with me today, we have Michelle Pham. She's the founder of a company called Innerchild, and she's going to help show you some of the latest innovations we're bringing to the Google Ads Asset Studio.
Thank you so much, Josh. It is so exciting to be with you today.
Michelle's built something really, really special, and I'm excited you all get to see it today.
Well, thank you. It's been a wild 2 years starting this company, and we use Google products every single day.
Thank you for that.
But the biggest game changer for us has definitely been the creative tools. We sell so many beautiful products at Innerchild, handmade by artisans all over the world. And I really do love telling that story, but we're a very small and lean team. And I always need more assets and more content than what I can actually make.
You are not alone in that. It's something we've heard from so many of you. No matter how big or small your business is, everyone is hungry for more and better creative. And that makes sense, because we see that creative drives nearly half of all incremental ad sales. It's a huge number. And that means it's the single biggest driver of your ad effectiveness by a wide margin. And that is exactly why we built Asset Studio. It's your creative home base in Google Ads. It's one place that you can organize, build, and test everything.
Well, Josh, it's definitely become my creative home.
And it keeps getting better. We've integrated our most advanced models, that's Gemini, Veo, and Nano Banana into Asset Studio. And this summer, we're adding our latest model, which you just heard about at I/O, Gemini Omni. Asset Studio is also becoming more connected to your own creative workflows. We know that today your creatives live in a lot of different tools, and it can take a lot of work to bring those into Google Ads and actually run them. So we've made it very easy to just pull them all into Asset Studio. That means whether you're using YouTube Studio, Product Studio, Pomeli, or if you're working in tools like Adobe or Canva, it all just shows up in your library. And for those of you who are managing thousands of ads at scale, we're even opening up access through the API so you can scale instantly. Now, Michelle, I think you've been spending some time in Asset Studio lately. You want to show us all what you've been building?
Absolutely. Let's go, Josh. So my brand is all about whimsical home decor. We have a large and growing catalog, and keeping things fresh for every single product is a constant challenge.
I can only imagine. Where do you start?
Well, I've been using Pomeli. It's this incredible tool from Google Labs, and it's really simple. I just paste in my website URL, and it instantly generates on-brand images and video for my site and social, just like these amazing assets here.
These are beautiful. Let's show everyone how you actually turn them into ad campaigns in Asset Studio.
Let's do it. So I'm currently working on a new campaign for summer right now, and I really need some variety and some fresh visual directions. So what I would do is I'd start from pulling some images from my Asset Studio library, as you can see here. And of course, we need to add in those brand guidelines. And then let's tell the tool what I'm dreaming of. You can be super conversational. Something like, I'd like to create an ad campaign focused on my new line of marbled lampshades. And I'm also trying to reach millennial home decorators.
I like that it's going to give you a ton of headlines, descriptions, image options you can choose from. If you don't like those, you can just edit and refine. So what do you think? Are these ready to run in an ad campaign?
Well, Josh, these look creative, they're vibrant, they're so colorful, and most of all, I love that they stick to my brand guidelines.
That is good to hear. We did plan this, so I'm glad the demo's going well so far. But we're not stopping there. You also need videos, and a lot of them, so you can crush those YouTube campaigns. Now, when you make videos in Asset Studio, you can be confident they're built to perform on YouTube.
Well, as we all know, video is a big pain point for a lot of us, and so I definitely need more videos. Let's see what happens when my idea turns into a video.
Let's do it. So this is where it gets fun. First, you choose a narrative. That's going to be the basis of your video content. Next, you get a storyboard. We can see each scene before it renders. You can tweak that storyboard, swap out your scenes, or even change the flow right there.
It's fantastic. I love how I have more than one option. There's a lot of different versions depending on my goals.
Should we watch the video?
Let's see it.
Welcome to a life in color. Lampshades handcrafted by master artisans. Each one uniquely yours. Shop Inner Child.
Josh, this is...
Thank you.
Thank you. Josh, this is unreal. Love how amazing this all looks. And this is incredibly exciting. As a small team, it's a huge lift to make videos. And they just take too long for us. So I feel like this opens a whole new world for us.
Not only are the videos getting a lot easier to make, it's super fast to take those videos and run real campaigns with those assets. Now that brings us to the most important point. Your business can't afford to waste money on ads that don't work.
You know it, every dollar counts.
And that is why we're making experiments a standard part of your workflow with one-click A/B testing. All you have to do is select your assets, hit Save and Create Test, and we'll automatically run them against your current top performers and give you the data to see which one wins. And for larger businesses, even if you're creating your assets elsewhere, this is a really important function for you. It gives you the agility to constantly test new variations and see what's driving results.
Every business needs more data. And as a bootstrap founder, this is really a dream. It's helping us grow, and it also gives us time back to focus on the parts of the business that I really love the most.
I love to hear that. And that is exactly what we want for all of our partners. Creatives that perform at scale. Michelle, thank you so much for being here. I hope all of your lampshades sell out after this demo.
I wouldn't complain. Thanks so much, Josh, for having me here today.
All right, everyone, the tools are ready. No more excuses. It's time to start creating. Thank you.
Hello, GML. It's great to be back. We've seen some incredible AI innovations on the stage today. Tools that transform your creative and supercharge your campaign. And now, the section you've all been waiting for. Oh, I wish I had that YouTube buzzer with me right now. There you go. Thank you. It's data and measurement. All right, I'm not delusional. I know this isn't the most fun and exciting topic for many of you. I'm the person asking you to eat broccoli when you're at the dessert table. But hey, you got to eat your broccoli. And measurement is arguably the biggest difference maker in the performance of your ad. None of the incredible AI innovations that you saw today matters if your measurement foundation isn't built to capture it. Measurement is the competitive edge that powers your AI. It helps you make smarter decisions, and it makes your outcomes more valuable. Successfully navigating this complex landscape requires a modern measurement playbook. It's anchored on 3 things. First, data strength. This is your ground truth. Connecting your data is how you fuel your strategy. Second, causality. To move at the speed of AI, you need timely signals that you can trust. Causality is what proves what exactly is driving your business. And third is a unified view. You cannot measure modern consumer journeys in silos. You need a unified picture across every channel to invest your next dollar in confidence. To show you what this looks like in practice, how about an explainer video from someone you probably follow on YouTube? Let's hear it from Neil Patel, the founder of NP Digital.
Last year, a client came to us with a campaign that crushed it. 7 figures in tracked revenue, everyone was high-fiving, but something looked off, so I ran a test. Happy days, right? Not so fast. They couldn't explain what drove the success. All the reports pointed to different things, so they didn't know how to replicate the results. So I started to dig in to see how we could solve this, because it seems like a lot of companies have this problem. And I found out that Google has a 3-part approach that actually works. First, you need data strength, a clean signal. Most companies have their data scattered across 5 or 6 different tools that don't talk to each other. And on top of that, ad blockers and browser restrictions are quietly eating your data before it even reaches you. So you're making decisions on incomplete data and you don't even know what's missing. To address this, we consolidated everything through Google's Data Manager, one place where all our sources connect. Then we activated Google Tag Gateway to protect our signals. That's part 1. Bring your data together. Second, you gotta have the right measures to know what works. Look, customer journeys are complex. You see a video ad, you go search to learn more, you forget about it, you get retargeted, click an ad, and buy something. How do you really know what worked? Which step was important? A sale isn't a single moment, it's a process. You can run incrementality experiments, but they are time-consuming and only provide a snapshot, not the whole picture. And your customers and business are more dynamic than ever before. The tough question is, how can you make good investments without timely information? Our attribution said one thing, our experiment said something else, and people would pick whichever number made them feel the most comfortable. That's why you need always-on ways to measure causality. Third, you need a single view. So we turn to Meridian, Google's open source MMM. What it does is simple. It combines metrics like clicks, views, cost, and conversions with causal test results to create one clear picture of performance. The best part is, it's transparent, so your finance team or any third party can check the math. Nobody has to trust a black box. Now you can sit down with your CFO and say, here's exactly what our marketing drove. Here's the proof. Here's where we should move money next quarter. Since adopting this approach, we gain the clarity and confidence to double down on what's working and cut what isn't. And for the first time, CEOs and CFOs stopped asking, what would happen to our sales if we turned off our ads? Instead, they started asking how we could deploy more. Look, the playbook already exists. The real question is, when do you want to take the guesswork out of marketing?
Thank you so much, Neil. Well said. I see why he does so well on YouTube. Let's unpack what Neil just laid out. First, data. In a market moving this fast, the rewards of getting your data right compound quickly. In fact, advertisers who build data strength, with first-party data, see an 11% average increase in incremental ROAS. The iconic shoe company, Doc Martens, is a great example of what data can do for you. They integrated their first-party data into Google Ads and fed it directly into Performance Max. This drove an immediate 16% jump in revenue. And that's just initial gains. These gains should accelerate over time. If you aren't connecting your data, you're falling behind. And you're falling behind every day, which is why we are making it easier for you. Our Data Manager API is now universal. It is one connector across Google's that handles measurement and audiences. And it's built with the whole industry using standard IAB Tech Lab eCAPI. This means you don't have to share data over and over with different network. You share it once, and it automatically works everywhere. Second, you need to understand causality. Here, we're giving you two new powerful signals. First, attributed branded searches, now available in Google Ads and Google Marketing Platform. This is a direct link between a customer seeing an ad and searching for your brand. It's the clearest signal that your ad created intent. Attributed branded searches tracks short term. This is important. But what about long-term impact? This is why we are introducing a new powerful metric, qualified future conversions. They connect your signals, such as follow-up branded searches, video views, site visit, up to 6 months in advance. This means you can finally change the conversation you're having with your CFO. Instead of defending your spend, you're proving its long-term value. UK retailer Crew Clothing is a great example of why this matters. They ran a YouTube prospecting campaign that looked flat over a 30-day window. The results just weren't there. In the past, they would have just cut this campaign. But when they looked through the lens of qualified future conversions, the true value was revealed. A 70% uplift in long-term conversions. Because they could see the future value of the ad, they didn't cut the campaign. Instead, they scaled it. So you have your signals, attributed branded searches for short-term and qualified future conversions for long-term. They give you both speed and truth. And we love our acronyms so much at Google, so feel free to start saying with me, ABS for attributed branded searches and for qualified future conversions, QFC. Believe me, this is a team you're going to want to be a part of. To get a full unified picture, they need to talk to each other. Otherwise, it just tells a part of the story. This brings us to the third and final point, a unified view. That's where Meridian, our next generation open source MMM, comes in. The more data and more signals you provide it, the better it gets. But whether you have an army of data scientists or a lean team, you need a command center that is powerful and actionable. And for those of you who want a powerful turnkey solution, we are bringing the intelligence of Meridian directly into reimagined Google Analytics 360. This is your new command center for modern measurement. We are making cross-channel measurement seamless. For the first time, you can analyze your performance across Google, TikTok, Pinterest, Snap, and other social media platforms, all in one place. And now you can actually scenario plan across these channels in Google Analytics 360, powered by Meridian. And we are making it easy by connecting sophisticated intelligence to our agentic experience. So you can just talk in natural language. You can ask questions such as, what should I budget for next quarter? Or how are my ads performing across channels? My colleague, Selin, will be out in just a moment to show you how agentic experiences work end-to-end. But before I pass the baton, remember, measurement is your competitive edge and the engine for your growth. Build data strength. Leverage timely causality signals. Unify your view in one place. And don't forget to eat your broccoli. This is your playbook, and we are your partner in this journey. Thank you.
What a transformational moment in marketing for us as an industry and as individuals. With all these new opportunities, we're all rethinking how we spend our time, how we spend our energy. Look, you all know your stuff. You are excellent at running media campaigns. Whether you're getting under the hood yourself or hiring rock stars to do it, you know how to navigate that media maze. That expertise and execution is one of your superpowers. But things are changing. Execution is becoming a commodity and will no longer be a competitive advantage. Because when the technical side becomes easier for everyone, your true edge comes back to what only you can provide, your strategy. Now, what's making that possible? I'm going to use the A word. No, not that one. Close, but not that one either. I'm talking about ask. Think about how you ask Google for help. You ask Maps, is there a pickleball court with lights on where I can play tonight? Or you ask Photos, the name of that Mexican restaurant with those amazing tacos. Or you ask Gmail to summarize the itinerary for your upcoming vacation based on your flight, hotel, and activity bookings. You're already an expert at asking for what you need. Now you have Ask Advisor working for your ads business. Last year, we started rolling out agents in our various ad products. But thanks to your feedback, we're moving from a family of agents to one Ask Advisor. Yeah. Ask Advisor acts as your new team of experts all rolled into one experience. Now you can ask tough questions like, how can I optimize my campaign for new customer acquisition? Or show me abandoned carts across new and existing customers by region. And you'll get responses tailored to your data. You shouldn't have to have a PhD in data analytics to get the best results. We're using agentic technology to shoulder the burden of technical execution so you can spend less time wrestling with tools and more time following up on strategic insights to win in the market. Now, we're here at our Bayview campus with the very team who's building it. Let's check in with them. Priya, are you there? Tell everyone what you've been up to.
Hey, GML. So this is the team that's working on the coolest agentic technology for marketers.
Hey, GML.
Last year, we gave you AI advisors everywhere in ads to streamline your campaigns, unlock fresh insights, and boost performance. It was a great start, but we're not stopping because we know that moving between our platforms still feels like work, and we wanted to change that. Turns out, the latest Gemini models are precisely the breakthrough that we needed. The tech is now so powerful that we have been able to connect the dots across our entire ecosystem. Ads, analytics, Merchant Center, Google Marketing Platform. So now you're talking to one continuous intelligent partner that understands your business as deeply as you do. We built a shared memory layer, so Ask Advisor remembers your goals as you move from one task to another. No more reprompting, no 100 open tabs, just proactive guidance every step of the way. I could geek out about the engineering all day, but trust me, this is so cool. We can't wait for you to try it. Back to you, Selin.
Thanks, Priya.
Bye.
Bye. There is nothing like hearing directly from the people building the products, but we really want to show you what the Ask Advisor can do for you. Let's watch the video.
Wow, that's a big target. Where should I start? What if I just ask?
Introducing Ask Advisor, an agentic end-to-end workflow to help achieve your marketing goals. All you need to do is ask.
I want to focus on new Dyson customers. A strong plan. Let's go.
A single continuous conversation that connects across Google Ads, Merchant Center, Google Analytics, and other platforms to achieve your goals across every campaign. Ask Advisor keeps track of your goals no matter where you are and recommends strategies to reach them.
Nice. You remembered. Yes. Let's optimize and add those product details. Looking good.
It remembers your conversations, understands your business, and spots opportunities for improvement.
Sure. Let's try it.
Ask Advisor can offer creative assistance, brainstorm, and generate assets and copy.
Generate a draft? Yes. Let's head to Google Ads. These look great.
It can even launch campaigns for you.
Wow, almost there. Whew, that worked out. That's great engagement.
See what's driving results with Ask Advisor's holistic reports and understand performance across Google's platforms.
Nice. Precision paid off. Okay, great. Home stretch now.
And it continuously optimizes with you.
We did it.
So don't start from scratch. Start with the conversation and hit all your marketing goals.
Just ask.
Yes. All right. Wow, what an unlock. It is so powerful to have these advisors working for marketers across platforms. And this is just the beginning of what agentic technology is going to do for your business. What was previously impossible is truly becoming possible. If you're a large enterprise, you always have more ideas and opportunities than you can go after. Expand to new markets, reach more consumer segments, deepen your customer experience. You're always being asked for more. Now you can spend more time on the outcomes you want to achieve rather than the minutia of execution that will get you there. If you're a small business, you spent years feeling like the underdog. Limited by resources and capabilities, the advisor will act as your equalizer. You may not have 10x the resources, but you can have 10x the speed, agility, and impact. This is the outside expertise you thought you couldn't afford. And finally, my agency partners. With more agentic support, you'll have new avenues to be successful and new services to offer. I've spoken with agencies who say they can now serve customers they didn't have the capacity to work with before, or they didn't think would be profitable. The impact equation is evolving. You can service 50 clients with the same team that used to be stretched thin with 10. So whether you're a global titan, an underdog, or the agency that powers them, the opportunity is clear. We are building a world that was previously impossible. Soon, all you'll have to do is ask. You'll just open up your ads, analytics, Merchant Center, Google Marketing Platform, or any of our advertising tools and start using the Ask Advisor. We're entering this new frontier together. It is such an honor to be on this journey with you. Now, my colleague Sean is going to wrap us up and ensure you have everything you need to put all this technology to work for your business. Thank you.
So, what do we think? All right. It's a really exciting time to work in this industry, right? But listen, I get it. It can feel a little overwhelming at times. So I want to make sure that when you leave here, you have absolute clarity about what we're doing so you can take it back to your teams, right? So if you remember one thing, and one thing only, I hope it's this. Our Gemini advantage is your business advantage. The performance you see today is actually just the baseline for tomorrow. Why? Because our technology gets better every single day. So let's quickly recap. AI has supercharged. No, wait. This doesn't work. Maybe it's like my TV at home. Sometimes you gotta knock on these things, maybe get one of these. I thought we were going to have a seamless show. If you could, I'm going to check if it's unplugged. Bear with me. Stay here. All right, hopefully it works.
Is this on? Ah, there you are. Okay, let's do a recap. But first, a quick tour.
We are hearing that AI has supercharged Google search.
There's more searches than ever and more ways for you to ask. Now the best ads are answers. Back to you.
AI Max and PMax make you that answer.
Agentic commerce is here. It all starts with Merchant Center. To be discovered, make sure your product feeds are rich and accurate.
YouTube is a brand-building powerhouse and a massive driver of conversions. Demand gen is how you create and convert that demand.
Need high-performing ads across every new format? Our most powerful AI models power Google Ads Asset Studio to generate ads that work at scale.
Getting measurement right has compounding effects for your business. Nail the foundations. Connect and tag your data, measure causality, and compare with MMMs.
I understand it now. Okay, Other Sean, you can take it from here.
That was super cool. You all got to get one of those things. It's the best way to get around. Thank you, other Seans. I've been waiting for these Seans my entire life because they're going to really scale my productivity. But they were a little bit light on detail. Who can take this thing? Can you make sure I get it back, though? No problem. I have to get to New York. I'd like it to be faster. All right. Since they're light on details, even though they look really great, I'm going to wrap up for them. So bear with me just for a beat longer. If there's any room that understands that repetition doesn't spoil the prayer or aids recall, it's certainly going to be this one. So let's get to it. OK. Video opened up by telling you that we're listening to you. And trust me, we are. When you win, that's when we win, which means your pain points are our pain points. So let's see if we deliver on everything that we said we would. And remember, no matter what you sell or how big your business is, there's something in here for everyone in the room. OK. You asked for clarity on where search is headed, and most importantly, what it means for your business. We showed you that AI is the best thing that has ever happened to Google Search. People can now search for whatever they want, however they want. And they've responded by searching more than ever before. We actually showed you new ad formats, things like personalized recommendations, direct offers at the highest moment of intent, and then ads that you can chat with, and even ads that have native checkout. So now the best ads are really just great answers, and AI Max and PMax make all of you that answer. Okay. You also asked how to be a part of the future of commerce. And we showed you that agentic commerce isn't just coming, it's here today. And we've assembled all the pieces that you need: the shopping graph, the payments, the cloud infrastructure, and now universal commerce protocol. But the most important thing that you can do today is focus on your product feeds in Merchant Center. Rich feeds are the fuel to help you get discovered. You also asked how we could unlock performance on YouTube. Until now, marketers have been asked to choose: build your brand and be a part of culture, or drive sales, and the sooner you can, the better. But I ask all of you, why should you compromise when YouTube can do both for you? Demand gen is driving conversions like never before, with better signals, more shoppable formats, and even more surfaces. And you can get even better results when you add YouTube creators that build the community, the trust, and the resonance that drives your brand growth. And we've got new measurement solutions like campaign type attribution, which finally lets you stack up YouTube against social. Demand gen is how you're going to unlock performance on YouTube. You also asked how to help with generative creative, because you need ads that work in the AI era, and that means they have to scale. Creative is still the #1 driver for your performance. And we're going to make it easier to take advantage of all the visual ad formats that we offer. We showed you how you can create, edit, and optimize images and video assets directly in Google Ads with Asset Studio. And finally, you asked for tools that better guide your marketing investment. We showed you the compounding effects of data strength. So first, you got to connect those signals. Help us show you what's working best for your business. When you upgrade to Google Tag Gateway and integrate your offline CRM, you will see a world of difference. Second, prove your impact through true measures of causality. And finally, get that unified view across your channels with MMMs like Meridian. And if you want, you can transform Google Analytics 360 into your unified command center to invest with speed and confidence across your entire marketing mix. Now, marketers like you in this room and on the stream are leading the way on AI transformation. But there is still a really large gap between what the technology can do and what marketers are actually doing with it. So I want to make sure you close this gap so you can all realize the performance that you saw today and improve your businesses. So that's why we created the ROI Essentials, and think of these as the must-dos to get you on the right road. I actually like to call them the brilliant basics, but they're really just practical next steps to share with your teams, your agencies, your partners, things to get everyone on the foundational path to excellence. And also to make sure you're getting the best performance out of search, YouTube, and our commerce solutions. So scan away, get your teams working, set those AIs, maybe some deadlines for 2 weeks. That's probably a good timeline for you, and we'll get you on the right path. Okay. It's an absolute privilege for all of us here at Google to be a part of your business success. So we thank you for your trust. We thank you for your partnership as we go on this incredibly wild ride together. And I thank you for joining us at this year's Google Marketing Live event. Now, for those of you on the live stream, please stay with us because we have an incredible post-show coming up. You'll hear from even more product leaders who will take your questions and go deeper into the product innovations that you saw right here this morning. So I really thank you for being here again.
Wow, what a keynote. For those who missed the pre-show, I'm Maya Shankar, and I'm thrilled to be your host as we debrief the latest updates. That keynote was jam-packed with new features and solutions that are going to really translate AI-powered innovation into tangible impact for customers in the industry. And back from his stint on the main stage, I'm excited to welcome back John Nicoletti, Vice President of Google Customer Solutions.
Thanks, Maya. There is so much to be excited about. And if you need a recap of the announcements made or more recordings and takeaways from the day, you can always find it on Accelerate with Google. We're also going to be bringing your most pressing questions from the live Q&A to search and YouTube product leaders in our Ads Decoded podcast recording right after this.
You know I love a good podcast, John. But before we get into that product deep dive, I think you wanted to talk about the people who actually are using these innovations. It's one thing for us to demo features on stage, but the real magic happens when they're in the hands of marketers and agencies.
Exactly, Maya. That's really the essence of what we want to celebrate with the Google Ads Impact Awards, the people who do incredible things with our products. These awards honor the individuals and agencies who are innovating with AI and Google Ads to push the boundaries of creativity and make marketing magic, all while driving measurable business impact. And the competition this year was fierce. We had hundreds of submissions from the US and Canada. Our jury, including some of our distinguished colleagues at Google, as well as leaders from the 4As, the Association of Canadian Advertisers, and the Canadian Media Directors Council, had the massive task of selecting only the best of the best.
This is super exciting. Let's announce the winners, John.
We have 5 award categories this year, but I want to start with our highest honor, the AI Excellence Award. This award recognizes a truly holistic mastery of AI across search, measurement, and creative. Our first winner, Heidi Giggy, represents Royal Bank of Canada, who redefined what's possible in the financial services space. They didn't just use AI, they integrated it across AI Max for search and bid exploration, Performance Max, and Demand Gen to drive a 76% lift in approved credit card applications. Let's see how they took a challenge and turned it into a competitive advantage.
In the high-stakes world of credit cards, winning means being the first choice for consideration with new customers. Royal Bank of Canada broke through growth barriers by replacing disconnected campaigns with the synchronized Google Ads engine. By unifying their search and discovery channels, the impact was transformative. A 341% increase in reach and a massive 76% surge in approved applications. For mastering a full funnel AI-driven strategy, we congratulate our AI Excellence Award winner, Royal Bank of Canada.
Their approach to orchestrating AI solutions proved to be a total game changer in a competitive market. And our agency winner, W Promote, took a different but equally bold shift by modernizing the conversion engine to fuel Performance Max and Broad Match with data-rich CRM signals from their client, Learning Care Group. Here's how they used AI to boost Learning Care Group's enrollment growth, resulting in a 331% increase in registrations.
In early education, every search represents a family's future, but not every lead is a perfect match. To help Learning Care Group grow across 11 brands, W Promote looked past simple clicks, connecting discovery and intent with real-world enrollments. By unifying fragmented data and leveraging Google Ads AI solutions, they reached the people most likely to enroll. The result? A 331% increase in registrations while making every marketing dollar work 49% harder. For redefining growth at scale with data-driven empathy, we congratulate our AI Excellence Award winner, W Promote.
It's so inspiring to see campaigns that are not just driving traffic, they're driving transformational business impact. But the excellence doesn't stop there. We also want to celebrate our winners in our specialized categories, starting with Creative Impact. Creative Impact recognizes those who are creating engaging and effective ads that deliver powerful and relevant marketing messages to their target audience. I'm thrilled to announce Kevin Lee, representing Brennan Enterprises, and our agency winner, Search Kings, for their exceptional work. Next up, our Data Innovation Award showcases those who use Google Ads data along with AI to make data-driven decisions that improve their campaign strategy and performance. Congratulations to Matthew Umbro from Arbutus Digital and our agency winner, Glassroom.
As we continue to recognize more exceptional work, I'm excited to announce the winners of a new award category this year. International growth demonstrates how marketers are leveraging ads and AI to navigate business expansion, connecting with new global customers to drive sustainable growth. Our very first winners of this award are Tim Davis from 11 Labs and Brain Labs Digital for Agency. And last, but certainly not least, Media Achievement honors those driving real business impact by delivering specific, personalized ads to the right customer at the right time. Congratulations, Christian Walker from Vistaprint and LGG Media for Agency.
Congratulations again to our winners, and thank you for raising the bar for the industry by pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI in Google Ads. If you'd like more details on their winning strategies, visit accelerate.withgoogle.com/awards. Now, John, I know that winning a Google Ads Impact Award is a huge achievement for marketers. But for every one of these winners, there are thousands more who are in Google Ads every day. They're optimizing, testing, and putting in the work to get to that level.
We want to recognize the vital role marketers play in driving business results, ensuring every step from creative concept to final execution delivers tangible growth. So I am thrilled to officially launch Rewards, an exclusive new offering from Accelerate with Google. It's simple. Once you join, you'll receive personalized goals specifically designed to drive ROI for your business and grow your expertise. As you complete these goals, driving real impact through strategic refinement, testing, and adoption of new features, you'll earn points. And here's the best part. You can redeem your points to claim premium prizes in our reward store, like a subscription to Google AI Pro for advanced AI features, access to masterclass courses, and more. We're rolling out rewards on an invite-only basis to users in the US, with more markets to follow shortly. Keep an eye out for more details. To access rewards, in addition to the latest announcements, product trainings direct from our experts, and more, make sure to sign up for Accelerate with Google. Whether you're winning a Google Ads Impact Award or earning points through our new rewards program, we want to celebrate you for your work and the impact that it drives.
Thanks, John. We want to get you on your way to driving results using some of the big announcements we saw on the main stage. That's why coming into the studio next is Ads Decoded, live from Bayview. Our ads liaison, Ginny Marvin, is sitting down with the literal architects behind these products to break down the tech behind the headlines. I'm Maya Shankar. Thank you so much for watching today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ginny Marvin, Ads Product Liaison at Google, and this is a very special edition of Ads Decoded here at Google Marketing Live. Joining me today are Advertising Platform Senior Director Josh Moser, Christine Turner, Managing Director for Measurement, Data, and Audiences, and Chris Monkman, Senior Director for Ads and AI Experiences. Welcome, Josh, Christine, and Chris. It's really great to have you here. Each of you have been in search, YouTube, and measurement for so many years. And what is standing out to you about this moment? Josh, why don't we start with you?
One thing that stands out to me is the pace of development. It's really cool how we're seeing some of these new AI-enabled workflows and other capabilities take product ideas that felt like science fiction a year or two ago and let us kind of turn them into real live products for people to use. The creative space is certainly one where we've seen a lot of that. I think, both the quality and the capabilities to help kind of brainstorm new creative messaging, create text, image, and now, as you're seeing on stage, even video, is really remarkable. And part of what I like about these developments is it's not just about the quality of what's being produced. We're basically finding new ways for advertisers to provide inputs around how do they want their brand to show up, what are the types of audiences they want to reach, and what types of creatives do they want to show to those audiences. And so that enables a level of personalization that just wasn't possible even a year or two ago. And so it's really fulfilling to be able to work on those types of products and bring them to life.
And how about you, Chris?
Well, it's a really exciting time to be working in search. With the AI experiences, I feel like search has just become so much more powerful and helpful. Like we're seeing it definitely in the user data, a lot more long queries, a lot more complicated queries coming away, definitely more growth in the kind of things that users are bringing to us. And even in my own personal life, like we introduced AI mode exactly a year ago. And, at first it was a really helpful feature, but now I find I'm starting all of my search journeys there. And the other thing that's really striking to me is the technology pace itself. So, I've been working on quality models for ads for over a decade. And it's really striking to see how good Gemini is at things like relevance. And lastly, I think the change in user behavior and their sort of expectations around what a search result looks like is really shifted. We're seeing a lot more demand for answers. And in fact, that's what Vidhya sort of called out in the keynote. Mm-hmm. And to me, this is really driving a lot of our roadmap these days.
And how about you, Christine?
Well, how exciting to be here talking about creative and AI. And I think just as an industry, it's a really exciting time. But for me on the measurement side, I think what's been really fascinating, I've been in this space now for over 20 years. And it feels like on the measurement conversation, we've officially graduated from the world where we're really talking about campaign metrics, things like, tracking clicks, to really being in a space where this is all about business outcomes for advertisers. And we've been on that journey for a long time, but it really feels like we've come to the other side of that. The other thing, and hopefully people see this in some of the announcements today, is we're really moving into a world where measurement is not just a report card. It's not about looking backwards and saying, oh, here's the proof on how I've performed, but it's actually becoming the fuel for performance moving forward and becoming more predictive. So it gives marketers a lot more data to make great decisions on.
The through line, obviously, here is AI is impacting all aspects of from creative to the ads to the way that we can measure and report. And and activate. We are going to dig into several of the announcements we've just heard about on stage, specifically around YouTube, creative, and new ad experiences in AI mode. So Chris, let's start with you. Sylvanus and Vidhya, they both showcased several new ad experiences that your team is working on for AI mode. And Vidhya mentioned specifically that we aren't just putting ads in AI experiences, we are reinventing what an ad is. Your team is behind that. It's no small task. So you spoke a little bit about the changing consumer behavior, but how are those changes that you're seeing in AI mode, AI overviews, shaping the work that you're doing on ad experiences?
So we've always been really focused on trust, on ad healthiness and relevance, as well as advertiser value. The difference is that, expectations have really changed. The bar is so much higher these days. So let's just take trust, for example. Definitely what you see in the ad formats we show today, as usual, they're clearly labeled as sponsored, right? So with direct offers, we've designed it so that, users can only get a better deal. They can't be charged more with this product. It's simply working for them to find them more value. Another thing that's really striking is the change in relevance. These days, the context matters so much. So the users come to us with a very long and complex query. It's very hard to understand that query with sort of traditional methods. And then there's a very rich AI response. And we need to match the ads not just to that more complicated query, but also to that rich AI response. And so we're really leveraging Gemini to match ads to the query now. And that's really changed the quality, I think, of the results that we're giving and the healthiness of the response.
Now, this brings me to keywords, long been a North Star of intent. And you type in a few words, you get results back on search, YouTube. That is changing, as you've been explaining. So it's requiring a lot of rewiring, mindset shift for advertisers. AI Max was built to help respond to these shifts, and we've also heard ways today about how PMax and Demand Gen are also getting better at understanding intent. And so PMax and AI Max were very much emphasized as the ways to show up in these new ad experiences in AI mode. Question again, also from our live Q&A that has come up is, why are AI Max and PMax the ways to buy these new ads? And what can they enable that standard shopping and search campaigns cannot?
Yeah, so there's really two important parts to this. So the first is that the query stream has materially changed. So we're seeing a lot longer queries, much more complex queries with very interesting sort of constraints on them. The users are coming to us with much harder problems. And it's just very difficult to ever choose keywords manually that can match these queries. And we're seeing a lot of benefit from using Gemini to look at the context of the AI response as well as the user's query and decide what ads are relevant. And so it's very important that advertisers enable automated targeting so that we can match their ads better to these queries. And the second part that you sort of saw in the formats that Vidhya announced today is that we're trying to dynamically generate the creative text at query time to better answer the user's need. And what we're really clearly seeing in the user research is that users are expecting answers. They don't just want results out to a page. They want to have a better understanding of why the ad is relevant to them. So that text customization part of PMax and AI Max is really critical for advertisers to adopt. The thing we've also heard a lot from advertisers, though, is that they worry a lot about control. So we've been listening very carefully to advertiser feedback, and that's why we announced the AI brief. And so the idea here is that, yes, we need to adapt this creative real time, to really understand the user's needs and sort of explain the why. But we also have to do it in a way that, respects the advertiser's brand message and gives them the sort of control over the audiences that they want to target as well. And so the AI brief really rolls all that into one. So there's the targeting aspect to it, there's the creative messaging part to it. And we think that this is a really great way for advertisers to take advantage of all this AI sort of matching and text customization in a way that fits their goals and gives them the control that they need.
And that's building on the text guidelines that we've already had and that will roll automatically into AI Brief. And there were at least a couple of formats that were specifically tailored for lead gen advertisers, which I'm sure a lot of our our audience is excited to see. Christine, data and measurement are so important for ensuring that lead gen advertisers can generate quality leads. And we've talked about this in depth in a recent lead gen episode. And Gaurav talked on stage about the compounding effects of data strength. And we've also announced more tools to help do the heavy lifting for advertisers. So what do you see as the biggest opportunity for lead gen advertisers in particular to improve their data and measurement game?
Yeah, so I mean, data in all formats is something we talk a lot about. I think one of the very interesting things is a continued evolution of our access or implementation of tagging, but very importantly for lead gen advertisers as well. One of the things that we announced that I'm really excited about is bringing the simplicity of tagging through Google Tag Manager into Google Ads and Google Analytics. So regardless of where you are as a marketer, you will have access to that upgrading of your tags. In addition to that, of course, we've spent the last few years really talking about the importance of bringing in offline data as well as identifiers in through Data Manager. And I think the importance for lead gen advertisers is really being able to shift from that place where you're just looking at volume on some of that early signal, things like somebody completed a form or clicked through to a website, and actually being able to bring back in the value that comes on the other side. So for lead gen in particular, we see longer sales cycles or longer decision cycles. And so being able to get that data back into our systems ultimately is what fuels your AI products even better, right? So we don't just want to drive leads, we want to drive high quality, high value leads for marketers. And so building those connections continues to be critical.
And I think also the point about, I just wanted to go back to the Google Tag Manager and just underscoring the fundamental importance of tagging. I think is something that people set it and forget it, do it once, don't come back to it. And so having Tag Manager accessible in Ads and Analytics, I was very excited to see that. So.
Very exciting. And obviously, like we've had an evolution in tags, right? So if you look at what we've done with Google Tag Gateway in particular, this is about helping marketers enable signals that ad blockers would have otherwise sort of stripped from your view of your campaigns, and not just drive a more accurate view of attribution, but actually that helps you like feedback into optimization, which is the compounding effect that Gaurav was talking about today.
I know we've not today, but have recently announced more partnerships for Google Tag Gateway to be able to more easily implement that.
And more are coming. So we're very excited about that.
All right. We also announced some other things for measurement. Attributed branded searches is largely rolled out at this point. We also announced new qualified future conversions and campaign type attribution. So what are you excited about in this area and why?
Well, I'm excited about all of it. I think I'll start from the bottom of that. So campaign type attribution has been a request from marketers for a very long time. I think many people know as a default in our conversion attribution, we do conversions across all campaign types within your Google mix. And I think in particular for the campaign type of demand gen, leading a consumer down the path to conversion, there's always been a question of what role has it played in that conversion path for consumers. And so what campaign type attribution does is actually allow marketers to look at the direct link that demand gen has in that attribution path and see that, which is a more apples to apples view for what we also get a lot of requests about to other social platforms. So really it's about isolating that demand gen performance and really understanding how it's influencing future conversions as well.
So you can see the full spectrum of where it's assisting along the way.
Exactly.
Okay.
You've also mentioned attributed branded search, which is an exciting new metric that, as you said, has mostly rolled out. But really, this is about linking after a user is exposed to an ad, did they then go and take a search for your brand or your specific product, which we know through a lot of research is highly connected to future intent. But it's a metric that gives marketers that real-time view of what's happening and how your campaign is ultimately driving more people again through that funnel. We've seen in different categories that marketers actually can use that information on attributed brand searches to really predict future market share, future sales. And then the qualified future conversions is very much in that category too. It looks at signals like attributed brand searches, but importantly, a lot of other signals that consumers do after being exposed to an ad. And what it does is really mathematically predict what future profitable growth would look like for that marketer. And so I'm really excited about this because we know decision cycles for consumers can be longer. And so this allows marketers, again, another tool to recognize things that might come further downstream.
And both attributed branded searches and qualified future conversions are always on in the UI. It's not something that you need to run experiment tests for or
correct. So these are intended to be really strong proxies for marketers to make decisions on.
So speaking of demonstrating the value of YouTube, when we're on the topic of video, Josh, you demoed the ability to generate text, images, and video in Asset Studio on stage. So for businesses who haven't had a lot of creative resources, what are some of the tips for them to get the most out of Asset Studio?
Yeah, I mean, this is really cool capability. I think you saw it in some of the visuals on stage, but being able to go from just like an idea, a general concept of what you want to show and how you want to kind of convey your business to like having a full slate of all of the headlines, descriptions, images, and all the different aspect ratios and now videos is a really, really remarkable capability. And so I think the first call out would just be try out the tools. See what you can come up with, experiment with a few different creative messages, and sort of it gives you a way to almost have real-time feedback for yourself on what's working really well. The other area where we're seeing a lot of businesses start to take advantage of these tools is the reality that there's so many different formats, there's so many different surfaces across Google Ads that historically it's been really hard to like develop a creative that works really well in each of those different contexts. You might only have, the budget to shoot one video, and you're not necessarily going to have short form vertical videos plus in-stream plus all of these other formats that you need to show up really well across all of YouTube. And so that ability to try out a much broader diversity of assets and make sure that you're showing consumers an ad that's really specific to what they're looking for and really specific to the surface that they're seeing it on, I think is net new and something that's going to help a lot with driving performance, getting results, and making sure that the ads that consumers see are relevant and match what they're looking for.
Absolutely agree with trying it out, testing it, exploring what's there. I think also one of the things that's so interesting about it is that you can bring in assets from Canva and other platforms. And also, if I'm not mistaken, you can share for creative reviews with the rest of your team, stakeholders, clients.
Over and over, we heard, hey, it's my creatives and Google Ads are like one piece of a much larger ecosystem, and I need to be able to take the work that I'm doing in products like Adobe and Canva or in my own digital asset management system. And it's actually quite hard to like bring those over into Google Ads and tailor them in all the right ways so that you're showing up in all these different campaigns. And so a big part of what we've developed is an easier way to bridge those assets over so that they just show up in your library. You're able to customize them in just a couple of clicks and tailor them so that they're set up really well for Google Ads. And then to your point, you might need to then be able to like share the previews of what those updated assets look like with your marketing departments, with legal and other stakeholders to make sure they're comfortable reviewing them before they run. And so both that ability to bring things easily into Asset Studio and then to be able to share them out when you need to are capabilities we're seeing a lot of interest and engagement on.
Great. So it's both about giving people more creative resources and improving creative workflows.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. Also, the A/B asset experiments in Asset Studio is really interesting. We heard a lot of excitement about this as well. So can you share a little bit more about how it works?
Yes, I would love to. This is where I like this format because we can go a little bit deeper than like what you would see on stage normally, right?
Yes.
So I think about like sort of two categories of what we're bringing forward with these experiment capabilities. Category one is sort of like, why do you need to run experiments on creatives? You have all this data about the click-through rates and conversion rates and so on of your assets. But the reality is that only tells you half the story. If you're just looking at your kind of historical time series data, that doesn't actually tell you how those assets incrementally contributed to your performance. So to give an example, you might have a particular image or particular video that has relatively low click-through rate. And you might think, oh, well, that must mean it doesn't perform well. But it could also just mean that it tends to get shown to users who already had a relatively low click-through rate, and that asset might still be incrementally helping their performance. If you really want to understand what message is working best with your customers, you have to run an A/B experiment. It's the gold standard for causality and figuring out what is driving results. Now, the other half of it is that, and I can say this as someone who's worked on experiment products for years, it's historically been a little bit painful to run experiments in Google Ads. And so what I'm really excited about the new capability we're rolling out is it makes it really easy to just swap out your creative messages. And so when you have an asset you want to test, it's basically one click, and all we're going to change is those two assets. And you can take a look and actually get the full readout of how did that affect your performance? What incremental results did this new asset drive? And you don't have the kind of messiness of your campaigns getting copied and lots of other things getting out of sync. And so it makes it much more approachable and easier to use. And ultimately, that means you're going to be able to see what messages are actually driving incremental performance based on whatever your business goals are in a way that just wasn't really possible before.
So to close out, I want to recognize that this is an incredibly dynamic time in advertising, and the pace of change can often feel quite overwhelming. I think you also, though, have all spoken about the pace of change for the work that you're doing and how fast things are moving. And that means that advertisers have to also keep pace with this change, and change management is difficult. So in that spirit, what is one action item that marketers can put on their schedule for next week to hit the ground running? Why don't we start with you, Josh?
The first thing that I'd want people to try is to create. It's really interesting how we're seeing the role of marketers evolve. You're getting a lot more levers and a lot more inputs to help tell the story that you want to tell. And then AI is enhancing it and helping make sure that it's showing up in the way that you want it for all of the different audiences you want to reach across all of these new surfaces and formats, making sure it's relevant for them, making sure it's engaging. There's also a connection to goals as well.
Yeah.
To your earlier point about bringing in that kind of lower funnel lead data, that's actually really important for creative as well, because that helps you understand what are the messages that reach people who don't just fill out a form, they actually go on to become paying customers, and they actually drive value for your business as an advertiser. And so I think there's a synergistic effect here where as you try out some of these new creative messages, if you have the right measurement setup, if you're using the types of automation we've talked about, you're going to very quickly be able to learn what's actually resonating, what's actually driving those business outcomes that you care about. So.
And creative can be an optimizer in that way, right?
That's right.
It finds audiences that you wouldn't otherwise think it would find.
That is such a good point. I love that because I think this comes up often when people, and we've talked about this in other episodes as well, when you see an asset that is getting maybe minimal impressions, but it is driving performance, and often that can just mean that you're reaching a niche audience that you would not have reached otherwise without that asset being part of that combination. So great. All right. Chris, what would you say?
I only want to give one.
Okay.
You know, we spoke about how in order to try out these new formats that we're experimenting with in AI mode, that you need to adopt AI Max with text customization. So that's something advertisers, they can go and they can do today. But, we're also working on a bunch of other things in AI mode, and I'm really excited about direct offers. We've seen some really good early traction. We've decided to put a lot more effort behind this experiment. And so the other thing I'd really love advertisers to do is try out these new experiments like direct offers and tell us what they think about them so that we can bring that back into the product and keep innovating together.
Great. And Christine?
Data. We really see that having a good data setup from both tags as well as offline data, that becomes the big competitive advantage for marketers. And so if you have not yet established both your updated Google Tag Gateway as well as bringing in data through Data Manager, that would be the place I would start. But then also don't forget, we have big announcements in Google Analytics about linking a lot of third-party data and impressions as well as cost data so that you can actually really start to see the full consumer path. So lot of different ways to connect data and to bring more collective insight to your decision making.
So often hear concerns from advertisers with either long sales cycles or they feel like they have low conversion volume for that end conversion and are hesitant to get started with their data action plan because they feel like they're already behind. What do you say to those advertisers?
I think first and foremost, start with what you have, but also you don't have to start at the end, the most perfect data set, right? So of course, we have some marketers that have gone through the trouble of assigning lifetime value to every person who's converted, and that's really powerful data. But if you're not there, that's okay. There's probably a lot of steps in between that actually will really fuel and give insight into all of our AI campaign types that you've heard about today. So I think it's important to start with what you have. We also, as we talked about a little bit earlier, we have a lot of partnerships and connectors out there. So explore some of the partnerships with maybe some of your CMS providers, et cetera, so that you're connecting the pieces that can actually, feed back in.
All right, that'll do it. A huge thank you to Christine, Chris, and Josh for being here today. It's been so exciting to wrap up our first season of Ads Decoded here at Google Marketing Live. And remember, to catch up on everything from today, visit Accelerate with Google, and thanks for tuning in.